Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. It's time for another day in the life, and it's a day in the life with me at work. For those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Amanda and I'm a doctor in the UK. I'm a general practitioner. And well, today I'm at work, but I almost didn't actually record this day in the life because I'm having a bit of a disaster morning. I've got a daughter, she's 1 year old. She goes to nursery, and today I dropped her off at nursery and she just lost it. Usually I get to nursery and she just walks straight in there. She's even shut the door in my face before because she just loves it there so much. But I got there, I put her down, she was like, no, wanted me to pick her up. She's like clinging onto me, hugging onto me, and then she's bawling her eyes out. And with COVID, you can't like go in and settle them, you've just got to leave. And so I left, and I've just felt so bad about that. Like, the mommy guilt was kind of insane. And so I left it an hour, then I called to see how she was, and they said that she had refused like all her food, not having any breakfast. She's been like sitting on one of the nursery nurses' laps, and every time she gets up she cries, she won't play, she's been putting out ears, and she's been teething. And last night she woke up crying in the middle of the night, which isn't really like her. She settled down quickly. But yeah, they said that she seems like she's in pain. Before I dropped her off, she seemed fine, so I didn't give her any paracetamol. So I say to nursery, okay, so can I come bring some paracetamol, I'll give her some, then if you wouldn't mind giving her the next dose at like 6 hours or whatever it is. And they were like, no, we only give paracetamol for temperatures. I was like, okay, but paracetamol's for pain and temperatures, and you know, if she's in a lot of pain and she's crying and refusing to eat, I'd really appreciate if you could just give her a next dose. And they were like, we can't say if she's in pain or not, and we don't give it for pain. Which I was like, what kind of rubbish? But that's their policy. So I was like, what do I do? So I rang my mom, just be like, what do I do? And mom was like, pick her up and bring her there. So I went to nursery and I picked her up, which was all just making me later and later. Picked her up, I took her to my mum's, and when I got there, she was crying in there. And then when she came back to me, she was like, coat, got a coat, came out of nursery, and she's been fine. I feel like she's played me. But anyway, I took her to my mum's, but my mum's got work today, my dad's got some work today. And so they're trying to rearrange their day. I'm trying to rearrange my day at work so I can like finish earlier to get her. But anyway, I just called Raf, my husband, and he's like, calm down, Amanda. I can just talk to work, and I'll go and get her from your mum's now. And I'll just come home from work, it's all right. I can just cover some of my lessons. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm not a single parent. Why am I acting like this? But that juggle, I understand now why people spend so much in childcare, like get nannies and stuff, because on days like this, when they're not well or they're in pain or anything, you know that you've got someone there that's kind of flexible to what you need and stuff. And so, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna wait for Raf to call me back and see if he can actually leave work early. If he can, then perfect. I can just continue my day like nothing happened, apart from worrying, obviously. But I can just continue my day. But if he can't leave, then I've got to kind of combine both my clinics and just do like a load of calls from now until whenever I can finish it, the morning and afternoon together with no break, so that I can try and leave. So that's fun. Life of a mum, life of a working mum. And it's the kind of work where I've got like patients that need me as well. Patients that booked an appointment, some of them have waited weeks for these appointments, I can't just cancel them. And so here we are, bit of reality. I was not gonna vlog today, but I thought this is real life, so I'm gonna show the juggle. It's not always plain sailing, but this is my last week at work here. I've got a new job, so exciting, which I start in a couple of weeks. And so this is my last week. And although it's definitely time for me to move on, I'm really glad that I'm moving to a new job. I actually really enjoyed working here. I really enjoyed working with my colleagues. And so today last night I cooked a feast. I've cooked like rice and peas and mac and cheese and brown stew chicken. It's like a little Caribbean meal for all my colleagues here at lunchtime. And my mum was gonna be dropping it off, so it's like hot. But now she's got Isabella, so we're just gonna see what happens with today. But I've got that. I've also got a meeting with two of my other colleagues here because we're hoping to start a little business together. So So yeah, it was going to be a really exciting day. I'm hoping that Raf can just leave work and my day can be not altered anymore. But I've got a load of patients to see starting from now anyway, so come along. So my first patient today is actually a face-to-face. They're going to be here in the next 5 minutes. I decided to ask them to come in half an hour before my clinic actually starts, because I know that it's going to be a long appointment and I don't really have any of the time to fit them in. So I'm just starting a bit earlier today so I can make sure I can give this patient the time that she needs. Mental health issues have really gone through the roof with COVID, and this lady's having a lot of problems with that. And I think that over the last year or so, we've not been having so many face-to-face consultations, just doing them for like physical examinations or things like that. But people with mental health problems, doing a face-to-face appointment is actually really, really essential. And so I'm trying my best to make that possible. But before she comes, I'm just going to go through some lab reports and check what letters I've got to go through as well. Oh, I've only got 1 letter so far. I say that, and then in half an hour there'll be 20. But let's do these bloods to start with. Thyroid, normal. Oh, cholesterol, that's very high. So that patient's all sorted. And I've just spoken to Raf and he's actually leaving work, yay. So he's gonna go and get Isabella out and relieve my mom. And you know what, Izzy, she just played me. I felt she just played me because Mom's like, since she's been there, she's been fine. I actually described her as a little minx. So I don't know why she was so upset at nursery. She loves it there. But I always said that I'm gonna listen to my child, and yeah, when she's crying her eyes out like that and she's not eating, I just didn't feel comfortable just leaving her there all day. Maybe I'll learn my lesson, I don't know, but I wasn't happy leaving her there. So anyway, she's home, she'll have a day with her dad, it's fine, and I can just keep pushing. So let's do some calls. Hello, is this Miss? Hello, is this? Of course, okay, take care, bye. So that was another really quick call. Sometimes we have clinics where it goes very quickly, and then other times we have appointments that are really long. But I have a patient, this clinic, where our appointments are always very long, so I'm very grateful for these quick ones. But that was just a follow-up with a 1-year-old that had been withholding his stools, which was leading to quite painful, hard, dry stools. It's a bit of a cycle, because often what happens with young children is that they get constipated, it's painful to go, then they stop themselves going and they start withholding, and then that can cause more constipation and more pain. And so we did give him a bit of laxatives just to try and make the stools softer, so there wasn't any pain when he was going, and it sounds like there was a really good effect from that. And so now it's kind of a long road, a long process to try and get that confidence back. And Dad seems like he knows exactly what he's doing, and he was actually out at the moment, so I didn't want to keep on the phone for too long because we did have quite a long appointment before about it. But you know, some of the best things to do in terms of dealing with this is it's all about repetition, reinforcing, so being really positive when they open their bowels, not making a big fuss out of it, and just, you know, trying to not make a huge deal out of it. My daughter did the same thing, and now she goes to the toilet like a trooper. And so it is a long process, but it does get better. Hello, is this? So for my last week, I decided to make some food for everyone, just say thank you. And as you can see, people are already digging in, but we're gonna go eat now.
I wish I'd done mine in more of an electronic format now, but anyway.
I haven't done anything at all. I'm just gathering some information here and there.
But there's definitely ways that we can help, and I think you just said, you know, you feel too young to ask for a sick note and all of that, but I think the first thing that you've done, which is great, is that you've seen where the trigger is. You know, you've seen what the problem is. You know that it's work that's causing you to feel like this, and you're also doing something about it. You said that you're looking for a new job, you've communicated with your manager, and things still haven't changed from that. And so often it doesn't really matter about age. It's all about what, you know, what we can actually take, you know, how much stress and how much pressure the body can take. Now, no matter what age you are, our body is not equipped to deal with long-term stress. We're very good at dealing with short-term stress, you know, say you've got an exam to do, or there's been some kind of emergency, or reacting to something in the moment. But long-term stress, you know, the several months to years that you've been experiencing this, it's not something that the body's equipped to do. And so it's nothing, it's not about age, but it's about what you need. And actually long-term stress, it has lots of physical effects as well. And so, you know, you spoke about the vomiting that you've been having, but even additional to that, long-term stress can cause these stress hormones in the body to build up, and it can cause problems with the heart and everything like that going forward in life. And so we've got to do something about it. And a sick note is nothing to do with age. And if we know that that's what the trigger is, a sick note may be the answer to giving you some time off, giving you some break, so that you can kind of breathe away from it and start to recover yourself. Take care. So guys, it's 5 to 7 and I'm finally home. I know how much you guys love to see Isabella, so let's go and see before she goes to sleep. I can hear them upstairs.
Cheese.
You saying cheese?
Cheese.
So usually before bed she has a proper little jump in her cot, but I think she's not feeling very well still, because whenever I try and put her in, you want to go in? No. So yeah, I think her teeth are hurting her, but she's all right. Right, I want to put her to sleep now. I'm really sorry. I think we're going to have to get you up to hospital, because your blood sugars are very, very high, and your urine is also telling me that you're very dehydrated as well. And so sometimes what can happen, it may be diabetes that you've developed, but sometimes when it comes on very quickly, it can make us feel quite unwell if your blood sugars are very high. And it can cause a lot of issues. And what you're describing is weakness that you're feeling, and what your urine is telling me that we need to get you up to hospital and get you some fluids and bring your blood sugars down. And the safest place to do that is in hospital. Okay, hi guys, it's the next day. I didn't sign off yesterday just because, I don't know, it happens, doesn't it? But today has been so hectic. Basically, when I got home yesterday, Isabella was attached to me. I think I showed you that, I can't remember. But yeah, Isabella was attached to me. This morning, it's still just so clingy, doesn't want me to put her down. I think it's her teething. She's got like 2 teeth coming out. She wouldn't even go to RAF this morning, which is not normal. And then when I took her to nursery, again, it didn't want to go, screaming her head off and just really unhappy. So when I came to work today, I have been working like a mad woman, and I started about an hour and a half early, and I combined my morning clinic and my afternoon clinic. Didn't take a break, and I've seen all the patients now so that I can finish half day so I can go and pick her up. I've just called nursery, and she's having lunch now, so she's eating today, and they said that she's been playing a bit more than before. So I'm not in a rush to get her now, but I'm just glad that I have the flexibility to, because I've seen all my patients. But let me tell you, I'm exhausted. And it wasn't a simple clinic today. Let me tell you the patients that I've seen. So the problems that I've dealt with, I saw a pregnant lady who had some dark urine, and it ended up being blood in the urine, and we had to do some blood tests, and I've given her some antibiotics for a urine infection, just in case that is the reason, but we've sent that all off to the lab. And then I had a cancer review, I had a couple of follow-up appointments, I had a woman with some new findings on her ECG and some heart problems, so genetic things, had to counsel her about genetics and refer her to the cardiologist. I've had a couple of new patients who there were some language barriers, so it's very difficult telephone consultations because the language barrier, not seeing them face to face, and being new patients, most of them actually not from England, so they've moved from other places in Europe, so all their records aren't across, and they've dropped in medications for them that they need to have, but they're not in English, and just having to deal with that. What else? We've had some knee pain, toe problems, a patient that's become housebound, needed to speak to them. We had somebody with an infection, a wound infection, that we took some swabs of and was already on antibiotics, but found that they were the wrong antibiotics based on the lab report, so I had to call them and get that amended. Some problems with hair loss, some problems with like lumps all over the skin, all over the body, some fertility issues that I've been trying to sort out. And then to top it off, I had a patient I called this morning who hadn't been feeling well for a couple of weeks, and she's usually fitting well. She decided, because her husband is diabetic and they had a blood sugar machine at home, she checked her blood sugars and they were through the roof. And so I called her in and she got here within like 10 minutes. And I checked her over and checked her urine and everything like that. And she's got something that we call DKA, which is basically a diabetic medical emergency. So she wasn't known to be diabetic, but newly diagnosed, quite unwell with it. And so I had to sort her out, to call an ambulance for her. And so I've just been, I'm tired and I'm starving. And in my rush today, I put my water in my car and I've just not had a minute, so I haven't even drank anything today. So, yes, but I can go and pick up Isabella now and just breathe for a second. Gosh, it's been busy. I hope that you've enjoyed today, the vlog. I know it's kind of spilled over into today, but I think I'm probably going to sign off and leave it here. Thanks so much for watching, as always, and please just make sure that you subscribe and that you like, you share. All those things really help the channel. Just trying to grow this and build a community, you know, give people access to some things that I'm sharing that I hope will help people. But yeah, thanks for following along, those that have subscribed already, and I'll see you soon.